What's up, big dog? You see me grouping?
Oh, man, what's up, man?
How you doing?
I mean, it's tough to be an Arsenal fan right now when there's just such little inspiration on the pitch.
Yep, 0-0 away to Leeds. And we look like we were the team that just got promoted, and they were the team that was well established and has been in the Premiership. I mean, yeah. I don't know where to begin. Let's begin with Arteta.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Um,
he's got his hands full.
he's got his hands full. I mean, it's whatever, man. If people want to measure are you supporting him or not? It doesn't matter. He's my manager right now. That's
Right.
my manager.
That's that's so ridiculous.
It's kind of pointless to be arguing that point of it. But I'm gonna tell you this:
Okay.
watching other teams play recently, actually like watching the West Ham game and watching somebody like, dude, we are behind the ball attacking wise. We are so uninspired. Like all these other squads I'm watching, West Ham put on a show attacking today.
David
and
Moyes.
They ain't got nobody.
David Moyes is their coach. It's like we're not creating any chances. We look like, I mean, is Unai still coaching? Yeah.
Right.
Is he still coaching? Or better yet, was Arteta mentored by Tony Pulis and not Pep? Like we play like old school Stoke City. We lump the ball up top. That's all we do. Sideways, keep it real tight and lump the ball up top. We don't even try to keep the ball and just pass it around. We just immediately get it, make a couple passes, and we're trying to go over the top to somebody. It's embarrassing. But back to Arteta.
Yeah.
Trust the process. We're behind the manager. We love this guy. He's very disciplined. He's going to be one of the good ones. All that bullshit has to stop.
The honeymoon is over, man.
Yeah, and I didn't buy into it. I just was like, give him a chance. It hasn't even been a year yet. I got into a back and forth. It was a nice conversation with somebody on Twitter about that. He wants him gone now, and I'm like, it hasn't even been a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, anyway, besides all that, I thought one of the things that he brought to the team early on was discipline and accountability. But when Willian, he goes off to Dubai and then you start him, you can easily, based on our last performance, you could easily just start Reese instead of Willian. It wouldn't even been like, oh, and then you can be like, well, Willian went to Dubai, he broke, protocol. And so we have rules and we're disciplined and this is what we're going to do. But I mean, it starts there and you can slowly see that coming into the team. Anyway, go ahead. I got some more points on that, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, the thing for me, man, there's a lot of questions coming up, but like, he could fire back at us and say, man, defensively, I'm trying to just make sure that we're solid and we're not just giving up holes and blah, blah, blah. I understand that part, but I got like decision making and like, things like that. So anyway, one of the things I noticed that started kind of coming back up again on the international break was, hey, whatever anybody feels about Ozil, like it probably is out of Arteta's hands, like why Ozil's not out there. Okay. What's up with Guendouzi? I mean,
You brought up Guendouzi, dude?
No, I'm serious. This was like a chatter going during the international break. People were like, hey, how bad was Guendouzi? When we are looking at
I see what you're saying.
Creativity in the midfield right now, it just at some point is maybe reminiscent of what I was saying earlier. I don't want him to turn into a stubborn old man that can't figure out a way to talk to his players.
A tyrant, right?
When
way out of
that pissed you off, I understand, but you know what, man? He was still a valuable part of the midfield that we sure are kind of missing right now.
And he's a young kid.
Yes.
So you can't be a tyrant. Here's the thing. you're a young man. He's a young manager trying to gain respect amongst people who are just kind of like, well, I used to watch you play. You weren't that good. You know what I mean? Like they're old enough to kind of remember him. And I just think the fact that yeah, I mean, he's too young to be it's my way or the highway type
Yeah,
coach.
I think
He's
that too.
he's too
And
young
you know
for that.
what? To piggyback on what you were saying, the whole feeling of respect. Like when I watch teams go at us right now, like there's a feeling of disrespect to me. Like the
Oh
way
yeah,
that they just go right at us, man. Like they're not afraid of anything about us.
we can't.
And
We
even
yeah,
though we gave up 0 goals, we gave up so many chances.
right.
They
That's what.
they
Yeah,
rattled the damn woodwork like so many times. It was
right.
ridiculous.
I almost feel bad for them. Like they deserve 3 points in that game.
Oh no,
On
man.
so many different levels. I mean, I really do. But man, I mean, just watching the ponytail gang, as I call them, Leeds play was a breath of fresh air. You know,
Yeah.
they just let the chips fall where they may. They're intense. They go forward. Man, if you're a Leeds fan, that must be great to get up early on a Saturday or Sunday and watch your team play. Because I mean, we're the complete opposite of that.
They're
We're
gonna have a game of it. You know what the difference too between them and like watching us against Aston Villa? Like Villa, you can see some guys that you said, like, man, these guys, like some of these guys might even just be physically better athletes than some of our players.
right.
When you watch Leeds, like I didn't think they were like
No,
faster. I mean, they might have been stronger just because they played that way. They kept shoving us and stuff, but everybody does that, you
right.
know.
They were just intense. They were stuck in,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were fighting for it. But the to go back to Arteta and his style or whatever is going on with this team that's not creating any chances. Like there's too many instructions. There's too many. You can see the players out on the pitch, the wheels are turning in their head. Like they're not just playing, they're thinking about shit and trying to, make sure they're in the right spot. And Arteta's constantly on the sidelines pointing and yelling and shit. You know what I mean? I'm used to Wenger just posted up over there
Hey,
with his fingers crossed, looking like he's about to take a shit or something.
grinding on his teeth and shit.
I'm used to, but all this instructions, I mean, you can just see it. We play slow. We look slow because we're thinking. We're not just playing. Nobody's enjoying their football. Not even Aubameyang.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.